Motivation comes after you've taken action and not before it. And you don't need to be ready. You need to do it like ASP. If you're one of those who needs to constantly stay on the move just because you're being motivated, you need to stop and watch this video to the end, because in this video we are going to look at why you don't need motivation at all for you to excel in life. Stick around, I'll be right back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Modestin Favor, and on my channel I share videos on business tips, motivation, business ideas, how to create a YouTube channel, and some brain teaser stuff. So we are talking about why you don't need motivation. If you're one of those people who believe that they need to only grow or work hard when they are motivated, you need to take that off, because you don't need to be motivated for you to forge ahead in life. So even when you don't feel like starting, you need to start. You know, if you are always waiting for the right time will never come. So you just need to start. Whatever you're doing, just do it. Don't say, oh, I'm waiting for the perfect time, or I need this particular thing or this particular amount of money at hand before I can proceed. No, you just need to start, because there's this popular saying that action creates momentum and it intends first motivation. Motivation is just a spark, while the real flame is all about discipline. Yes, you must be self-disciplined. You cannot expect others to maybe respect or feel lovely or feel so good around you when you don't have self-discipline. So you should note that motivation is just a little bit of everything that you need in life. Discipline is the key. Instead of you spending your whole time waiting for motivation or waiting to be motivated, you are instead going to fail, because motivation in itself is unreliable. It is something that is mostly tied to emotions rather than something that is very real. You know, when I want to take this example. When you believe so much like this thing can only work if things are done this way, it's like a myth that you have just hold or you have stuck yourself onto, which in the long run might be the way you place or be the way you opt for it to be. Meanwhile, if you take away those emotions from it, if you just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen, then you're going to see that instead of spending your time waiting to be motivated, which is something which is unreliable, you just keep moving. Procrastination. Who is procrastination? That is motivation. If you're one of those who always say, I'm waiting for the right time to do this, I will, like you are always willing, do you know that is the result of motivation? So motivation will just lead you to keep procrastinating, waiting for the right time that will never come. That is the more reason you don't need motivation in that business. You don't need motivation in that job. You don't need motivation in that activity you are doing, because it's just going to fuel procrastination in your mind. You will keep waiting or keep wanting for the best, keep relying for the perfect time to come, which might never come. So procrastination and motivation are working together. You need to avoid it. You don't need motivation for you to grow. Here is something you can instead do, like a strategy that can keep you on the move rather than waiting for motivation. You can set up some few minutes of working hours or working time, and now each time you start up your job, remember, let me say for example, you can set up some 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Say, oh, I'm going to work for 10 minutes. You know, as you do it a regular thing, you will start finding yourself, you start seeing yourself going more than that scheduled time. Maybe a little more minutes more than that time. At times you say, oh, I need to do this 5 minutes per day, or 10 minutes per day, or 30 minutes per day. Gradually, as you keep doing it all the time, you are going to discover yourself exceeding that time. Now, this is not motivation that made you to exceed. You only exceeded because you made that decision, you came up with that strategy, you came up with that, like, that guide to say, oh, I need to do this number of minutes. That is something you need to start doing now. You can make the first few steps or first few attempts very small. Don't need to start with high objectives because you might get discouraged. For example, you can wake up in the morning, you put your work clothes. That's already a first step you've taken. Maybe you do something for a few seconds, a few minutes, and there you go. Go slowly. Start small. Don't just give yourself a target or a task that maybe 1 or 2 times you'll be exhausted and you'll give up. No. Take small steps and see how things will gradually flow. I talked about discipline. Disciplining yourself will yield fruit rather than waiting for motivation. Here's how it works. You know, if you make up your mind, if you set yourself to say, oh, I'm going to do this at this time, I think that's self-discipline. In the long run, you're going to see that the results that are coming from that will be better than results that would have come maybe from being motivated, you know. So statistics have proved that someone who focuses more on discipline or on self-discipline will give out better outputs than someone who is waiting for motivation, who wants to only be motivated to do something. So when you already have is a routine that you have made in place or you have placed in place, you don't need someone to be telling you do this, do that, do that. No, the thing will just flow alone. Once everything has been put in place, once you already know, I need to get up at 5, I need to pray, I need to do this, I need to do that. You don't need anybody to come and tell you to start. Oh, do you know prayer is good? Do you know? So things will just move on their own. That is result of discipline. Discipline is like you're keeping a promise to yourself. You're promising yourself something. You don't need to think like, do I feel like doing this? No. What am I becoming? What is becoming of me? When you start having this type of thoughts, that fuels self-discipline. And that is when you are going to do things like you just do it. Not because someone is standing there or not because someone is asking you to do it, but because it is right to do it. So self-discipline, discipline is what you need. With this, you are going to say that your daily actions is what you need to pay attention to. That's where you need to focus more. Because those little steps that you take daily, it's what you need at the end of the month or at the end of the year. That is what you're going to look to see how far you have gone. Focus on your daily activities. I even said it earlier before. Once you set those objectives, when you set those small targets, those small daily routines, at times you are going to be ignoring it. Oh, just 5 minutes a day. If I'm doing this, just 2 minutes a day. But that 2 minute or 5 minute or 10 minute stuff is going to take you longer, because it's not something that you're just doing because somebody is standing there and watching. It's something you do because you have decided, you've made up your mind to do it. From 2 minutes, you go to 5 minutes to 10 minutes and more. You don't need motivation. You don't need someone to stand there. You don't need someone to motivate you. You don't need someone to tell you, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. No. Discipline yourself. Focus on yourself. Be who you are. Do things because you love the new you. When you know where you are going to, that is when you start doing things right. If you have watched up to this moment and there is something in this video that have captivated you, don't hesitate to share in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more. Here I share business ideas, motivation tips, growth, and a little bit of beauty and lifestyle stuff. So subscribe for more, share this video, like, and drop us your comments in the comment section. Motivation only comes after you've taken the action. Don't think like you want to be ready before you do it. No, just do it. So if you're one of those people who think you constantly need to be motivated for you to do something, no. Discipline yourself, create your daily routines, follow it strictly, and see beautiful results that will accompany you. Until next time, stay blessed. This is where we are going to end our video for today. Subscribe for more, share this video, and thanks for watching. Stay blessed.